realize this bunny thing has been going on all year. And I heard she loves cats, too. All right, we're going to have some fun. Linda, we have some people that would like to say some kind things about you. Is that okay? All right. The first person I'd like to invite up, I'm not familiar with this person, Joseph Loricella. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe Loricella!
Get off the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you the truth. Can't keep it to myself any longer. All of you think Linda Cota-Kumagai is mild-mannered, always diplomatic, success through relationships, social worker sort of person. I am so sorry to tell you. But as the new district governor, I just don't have a choice. I have to come clean. Now, I've worked very closely with Linda for 2 years, and I know the truth. Linda is a pirate. Really? She is. And I have the proof. We all know that the power of the district governor goes to the head of the district governor, except for me, of course. But in fact, the power of the district governor didn't go to Linda's head. It went to her eye. Now, you all heard that Linda had a little problem beginning of the year. And the cover story was that it was a detached retina problem, but no. You see, Linda is known as Mad Eye, the pirate of the 7 seas. And when she became the district governor, the power went to her eye, and she couldn't hide it anymore. So she had to take a little time off to get it under control. Now, what I did is I stole her secret stash of tools, so I want to show you. Here's her eye patch. Here's the proof. This is her eye patch. She only uses that at night when she's resting, with the curtains closed so nobody else can see in the neighborhood. Now, whenever anyone gives Linda a hard time, this is what she uses. Her flintlock. And she terrorizes everyone with this. She's kept me in line, I can tell you. I can't get into any trouble with Linda around. The worst, though, was last January, when another pirate, whose name we will keep out of the communication today, because if Linda hears the name, I can't be responsible for her actions. And what she did is she took this pirate, who had written to the Toastmasters International and to anyone else who would listen to him and tell them, District 52 can't possibly be distinguished this year. It'll never happen. Linda was so angry. I was terrified, horrified. What was I going to do? Linda captured him, and she took her mighty cutlass, and she made him walk the plank. And after that, there was no stopping her. She was as dangerous as she could be. And I had to steal her tools because I'm going, we've got to save the rest of the district from Linda. Fortunately, we were distinguished. And now, thank goodness, Linda can go back to being her normal, mild-mannered, quiet self, and I can give her secret tools back to her. I had no idea. She seemed like such a nice lady. I don't know. Well, we have more. We have our public relations officer, Cersei Denyer. Would you please? I think she has a few words. Let's give her a hand.
For those of you that don't know, I've only been a Toastmaster for a little over a year. This is one tough district. 1 month after I was a member, Linda insisted that I be public relations officer. My buddy, Linnea, to convince me that that's what I should do. But that's not the worst of it. Linda does not do her own dirty work. She sent the Lieutenant Governor of Education to do it. I'm at home. I'm a tech. I'm a computer tech. I do a lot of things on the computer. Most of my communication is through email and Skype. I love technology. I get a phone call from Joe Laricella. Boy, you don't want to cross her either. The conversation went like this. Hello? Oh, hi, Joe. You want me to do what? A cover-up? Oh, not a cover-up. A boob job? For Linda? She sent you to tell me? Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, Joe. I'll do that. Remember, I've only been on the job a month. I don't know these people, and I don't know what they can do. But I get busy. I did tell Joe that when I took the job, I would do anything for her to help, because I could see this district really needed help when I came along. And I was good at Photoshop, so I went ahead and started fixing a rather risque photo of the district governor. The pressure was on. This was my first real assignment as public relations officer. Boy, I was really trying to do a good job because I knew Linda needed it. She couldn't be embarrassed this way. So Joe said she really needed this done. I wasn't going to cross Joe. Now, I told you I'm a tech, and I do a lot of my communication via Skype. So I'm busy working on this project, and my buddy Linnea Skypes me. Hey, bud, what you doing? I Skype back, covering up boobs. Linnea responds, wait, I'm not video calling you. I have to tell you, that's not it. That's not all of it. A couple months later, I'm out taking photographs at one of our area contests. And Linda's there, and boy, she's sporting a black eye. And I'm taking pictures, being very careful not to embarrass her again with a photograph. She gets up to the lectern, and you know what she says? Joe Laricella gave her that black eye. So fellow Toastmasters, I may be public relations officer for this term, but I'm watching out. Because Joe Laricella's up here being district governor. I brought my manual so I could get evaluated.
Yeah, we definitely need to get that evaluated, sir. You know, I had no idea what goes on behind the scenes here at the district level. Thank you for enlightening us, sir. You know, we're missing all the fun. I think I'm going to run for a district office or something. You guys are having a lot of fun. Well, I tell you now, we need to hear what the truth of the matter is. We've got a distinguished Toastmaster, Peter Geiser, has a few words for you, Linda. Let's get here. I just want to know, is it all true, Peter? Set us straight.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. You might think you know Linda, but actually Linda has some secrets. And I'm here, I don't like to gossip, but I am here just to tell you 3 secrets that she doesn't want anybody to know. One is why it took her 20 years in Toastmasters to get to District Governor. And where is her husband, the mysterious Mr. K. And lastly, how she, quote, helps people. The first is, when I first started in District 52, 20 years ago, I was dragged to these DEC meetings by an up-and-coming past District Governor, and they always asked, whenever the end of the year came, who's going to be the top 3 the next year? And everybody said, well, why don't we ask Linda Cota-Kumagai? And people said, no, she would do it. And they said, we already asked her. She said, no, she's too busy. She's too busy. And this went on year after year, and finally people stopped asking her. So I asked her this year, I said, what's the deal with that? I just don't understand how busy you could be. So she says, well, let me tell you what happened to me. I was walking down the street, and a mugger came up to me, and he said to me, your money or your life? And Linda looked at him like a deer in the headlights and said, I don't have any money, and I don't have any life. So what she told us was the truth. Another thing that happened is that I was interested in whatever happened to her husband, Mr. Kumagai. I mean, where is he? He's mysterious. She makes him up, I'm certain of it. So I did some research, and actually I talked to Mitsu, and a friend of his enlightened me into what happened. And this is what happened. One night, Linda woke in the middle of the night, and Mitsu was not in her bed anymore. And so she got up to find Mitsu, and she walked around, and she could hear some sounds, and so she went over to the living room and couldn't find Mitsu. And she heard some moaning down in the garage. So she went down to the garage to see what was going on, and she was really surprised to see Mitsu. He was in the corner, facing the corner, and he was crying. And so Linda was really surprised. She says, Mitsu, what's the matter? And Mitsu said, do you remember the time 20 years ago when your father caught the 2 of us together and you were only 16 years old? And your father said to me, either you marry that girl or I'm going to send you to prison for 20 years. And Linda was baffled. She didn't know what to say. So Linda said yes. And Mitsu said, wailing, today is the 20th year that we've been married. And I missed the punchline. Today was the 20th year that I would have been out of prison. Today is the day I would have been out of prison. And then the last one is, Linda says she's going to help you, and she's a social worker, so you think you're going to get help. I called up. Linda was starting clubs all over the neighborhood. Every week or 2, she was starting clubs. So I went to Linda and I said, I need a club for Division D so we can be President's Distinguished. And so I went to talk about it. I said, why can't you give a club down to downtown LA? Why are they going to B and C and all these other places? And so she said, well, let's go and have some coffee and talk about it. So I went there, I made my case, and I asked Linda afterwards, well, what about this club? And she says, well, just let's talk about it. And then after we finished talking, she says, she looked at her watch, and she says, I have to go. So I'm walking out to the car, I'm still waiting for her to give me the club. And she says to me, so finally she turns to me and said, this has been a very enlightening discussion, and as a good social worker, I just want you to know that everything's going good. She asked me, how do I feel? I said, I feel fine. She says, well, that's good, because that's all that matters. All that matters. I want a club, and she's telling me how I'm going to feel good. That's what a social worker does. So with that,
Well, Peter, I was hoping you would help resolve some of these questions about Linda, but I seem to be opening up more questions. Married at 16 and no husband. We've got one person left, I think, that can, in fact, I think she has videos, and she can set us straight. No, Lanai's not going to.
That says it all.
Oh, this is. Okay, all right. Well, then I'll open it up if anyone else has any few words. Okay, Alethea Coleman, let's give her a hand.
Yeah, Alethea!
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dignitaries, and Linda. I was the fall conference chair. I was at an area governor contest, being a raffle chair, when I got a tap on the shoulder from Jo. She asked me to be the fall conference chair. She thought I was ready for leadership. Yes, I was. So I sat through meetings at Islands with Linda and Jo. And I said, what's the theme? She goes, Hawaiian. And I saw a little hint of jealousy in Linda. Linda is the wannabe Hawaiian girl. She's vacationed many times in Hawaii with her beautiful husband. She loves it over there. However, I'm actually Hawaiian. That's why she's a bit jealous. A real Hawaiian to be the fall conference chair for Hawaiian-themed event at this very place, the Castaway Restaurant. Now, something else you may not know, what makes Linda great? It's because she's a rock star. That is correct. Her favorite band happens to be U2. She also loves 80s and 70s arena rock bands, such as Journey, Foreigner, Bad Company, just to name a few. So she motivates everyone through the music that she loves to listen to, her pet bunny that she's got at home, and everybody else that supports her on down the line. So from a wannabe Hawaiian, who's also a rock star, these are for you. I got you some Hawaiian music and U2's greatest hits.
Thank you, you so much, Alethea. All right, and I think unless we don't have any other last minute, I think it's time to have a rebuttal, don't you think?
You better believe I'm getting manual credit for this. These roasts are like German sausage, the worst. Hey, that wasn't cornier than what's going on over there. First of all, I want to be very clear about something. I've been called worse things by better people. Now you can see what I've been through this past year with these bitter, twisted, angry liars. Everywhere I look, headaches like Rosati, jealousy like Joe, lies like Cersei, and cat people barf. Like Linnea, Alethea, Marina, and Carolyn. Now, first of all, Joe. First of all, you know very well that I'm not a pirate. I am a superwoman. Let me tell you about Joe's favorite mantra. Nothing is impossible for those who do not have to do it themselves. Let me just say, Joe, that we've been through so much together, and most of it was your fault. Now we get to Cersei, who is known world famous for her laziness. She never does anything, always sitting around telling lies and gossiping. And as she often would say, executive ability is deciding quickly and getting someone else to do the work. And by the way, no comment on the boob situation. Then we have Alethea, another cat lover. First of all, you know, they say in Hawaii, no clown like a Hawaiian clown. Now, Alethea, like Linnea, is a cat lover, which means they're totally useless in a rodent-free environment. Always nagging me and calling me all the time like my predecessor, Carolyn. Used to do, and they would do 2, 3, 4 in the morning, whining and begging me, especially Linnea, to be Toastmaster of the Year. She thinks she got gypped, big time. And then we come to Peter Geisler, the big mouth of District 52. He told you that I have no money, no life. I definitely don't have a husband named Mitsu. Peter would send me daily emails yelling and threatening me, and when I would say to him, stop yelling at me, he'd say, the emails are not yelling because they'd have to be in all caps in order to... As we like to say about Peter, some people stay longer in an hour than others can in a week. Let me just end by quoting Lord of the Rings to all of you. I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you as well as you deserve.